All right, I think we're good. Let me just finish setting up a few things. I think I'm almost ready though. I just want to make sure that it's going correctly. Let me just pull it up on my screen. 1 second, guys. Sit tight. All right, here we go. Just need to mute it. All right, so we're gonna go through some coins as usual, pretty much like the video, except I'm gonna try to run through a bunch of stuff. Let me make sure the screen's going. I just want to make sure for sure. All right, yeah. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. I think I put it on Twitter. Let me see. Let me make sure that. Yep, put it on Twitter. Put it on the Discord. All right. Let's just do it real quick, and then this will just kind of be like a regular video, except do it right now instead of recording and having to do a bigger process. So let's take a look at the total crypto market. Let's start off with that. I have some notes, or not notes, but kind of like the points that I kind of want to go through. And let me get my pen just so I could cross them off. All right, so right now we're sitting on the total crypto market. We're on the daily time frame, and we have resistance, resistance, resistance. We're looking at this downtrend. We've been watching this on my videos, and we had an uptrend. We broke it going to the downside, and now the things that I'm kind of watching are the Fibonacci retracement. Let's do that line up here just so we can kind of see that we did break this line, and we broke it pretty good. Let's get rid of that. We were looking at this support in this area right here in my last video on the 4-hour time frame, but that didn't hold support. We broke that. Now actually let's see what that 4-hour pattern kind of looks like. We had a kind of like let me know if my voice is too low too, because sometimes I kind of yell into the mic when I'm doing my videos. I have more energy sometimes. Yeah, so we have a bottom trend line like this, and then we had a top resistance line, something like this. I'm kind of curious if this is a flag pattern, and maybe we're looking at something like this. In general, yeah, and that kind of lines up with what I was just about to say. In general, what I'm kind of watching is this support level right here. This is sitting at, let's do a horizontal line right here. This is sitting at around 1.82 trillion, and that target goes down to about 1.84 trillion. So this is possibly, we have a flag pattern right here, and then if we've got a breakout to the downside, I was just gonna say the volume, I don't know, and then we have this support right here. I don't know, until we break this trend line going to the upside, I'm just kind of looking for levels of support and possible targets. So I don't know, it's possible that we had this little flag pattern and we're breaking to the downside. It's not like breaking out all hardcore, but we are breaking that trend line and heading down. I guess the other thing that you can argue is that we still have some levels before we can really get more confident about this target. We have this support right here. Pretty much this is the one that I'd be looking at. I guess we could do another horizontal line right there. Maybe we could get a bounce on some of these. We also wicked down right here. So it's possible that we come back down, and I don't know. I guess you could also argue we have resistance. Let's do a downtrend right here. We have a downtrend, and this is probably the next one that we're really watching, I guess. We have a downtrend. If we break this one, then we might be able to come up to this one and get a nice little trade from there to there. Or I don't know. That's just speculation. This is just something to watch. If it breaks that, then maybe it'll be a nice little trade. Let's jump over to Bitcoin. Well, so now we've kind of established it looks like we're kind of trending down on the crypto market. So in general, what I'm looking at on the other charts are previous support levels. So and wicks, previous wicks too, because we came down, wicked down, and we got a bounce, and now it looks like we're kind of heading down a little bit. Like I said, it's possible if we break through this. It's possible, it's likely. I don't know. It's basically we're watching this trend line. If it breaks, then we'll see a move in the market pretty much. Let's jump over to Bitcoin, Ethereum. Let's hit up Bitcoin and Ethereum and do those pairs, and then we'll kind of go to the next ones. But for right now, jump over to Bitcoin, and it looks very similar. Some people, sometimes when I do these videos on TikTok, they say it looks almost identical. So and even on Bitcoin, I guess. on YouTube. I mean, anyways, so we're looking at Bitcoin right now, and basically the same thing. We have this downtrend right here, and then we had a support uptrend, and we broke that uptrend going to the downside. Now what I'm looking at is previous support right here at around 41k. I have a limit order at 41k, and I also actually have a couple other limit orders down here too. I don't remember where, but just kind of 44,000 I think it was. I don't remember why. I think it was this level right here. I think I also was looking at this little horizontal, I mean this support right here and support right here. I know I had two of them though. But anyways, we're heading down right now, and until we break this trend line going to the downside, I mean to the upside, I'm kind of watching definitely 41k. I'm definitely watching this one, and then I have some other ones too, and I've also just been kind of just throwing a little bit in here and there just to kind of dollar cost average down more, because I was accumulating in here. So I mean, I kind of want to get more in this area just to dollar cost average down. I don't know, right now it looks like we're trending down. I'm kind of even curious if we're going to come down to this level down here. We can do a horizontal line right here as well. These are basically just the previous supports right here, right here. I don't know if it's going to go that far. Right now what I'm really looking at is bouncing on this level right here. Hopefully we get a bounce out like this. The other thing I'm kind of looking at, or kind of skeptical about, is we have a little, maybe we're starting a head and shoulders is what I'm trying to say. We have a little shoulder pattern, we have a head pattern. If we bounce up right here and maybe get stopped right here, like at this previous resistance, let's say we come down, get stopped right there, start coming back down, that could possibly be a head and shoulders. That's speculation, that hasn't happened yet, but I'm just kind of curious if that is possible. I mean, let's say we get a bounce like I want to right here on the 41k. What I would really like to do is see us break this level right here instead of coming up right here and getting stopped, basically. And I guess we'd want to watch this level right here at around maybe 53k, because that's where we got resistance right here. Now we're below that resistance. I'm curious if it's going to give us resistance again and push us down and form this head and shoulders. Yeah, so I don't know what. That's speculation. Right now, I guess what we could focus on is just watching, like I said, the main thing I'm watching, previous support and this downtrend. And if once we break it going to the upside, then we can get we get more confident on the next trade. If we go into the 4-hour time frame, we can probably draw trend lines going on here too. Like we have some volatility going. We had some support going up, had a nice little run like that, and then now it's getting resistance pushing us down. The next, I think these are the other levels that I was looking at, are these bottoms right here. I think I might have a limit order right here on this one as well. Like, is it 43? I can't remember where it was. I have one at the bottom. I guess I could look at it on my chart. Let's just do that real quick. So this is my chart, and yeah, I got some at 48k, and then now I have another limit order at 46k, and I'm looking at a limit order at 41k. Got a little bit right here, got a little bit right here, and I had some positions all the way at the top coming down. I've been trading though, so I mean, I don't know. And the way I look at it is I make trades to pay off some of these ones. So if I do like a good trade in here, these ones will be cheaper, or if not free. So yeah, that's kind of the way I've been going about it. But yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum. I think we covered Bitcoin enough. I think that's what. Let me look at Bitcoin real quick just to kind of recap it, or just to make sure. But yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, I'm looking at the previous support, watching the downtrend. Let's take a look at Ethereum real quick. Okay, so this one, Ethereum has actually been holding support pretty good, or it's actually been trading kind of sideways for a while. But right now, it does look like we're breaking this downtrend. Wait up, hold up. I was looking at the 4-hour, but I was mainly paying attention to the daily time frame. Let's get rid of the Fibonacci retracement real quick. These are the levels that I'm watching though on Ethereum, these Fibonacci levels. And we could also take a look at that pattern. Watch, let me delete this. And let me show you what I'm looking at. We have this uptrend. We have this uptrend right here, and I guess we haven't broken that to the downside yet. So we can still, it's still possible that this holds support and we continue to go up. We have not broken this uptrend, and even when we broke below it right here, it was just a wick and we came right back above it. So I'm kind of curious about that. Are we gonna break this? It looks like we're kind of testing it. It looks like we're heading towards there now. If we break this trend, before I was doing the Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top right here. I think if it breaks this trend right here, we'll be looking at a retracement from the bottom of this trend to the top, which will give us some different levels. And just looking at this one, I'm kind of looking at this one right here because this 180 moving average is coming in. I mean, it's not like it's going to dip down there right now. I usually like to watch the 50% level and the 38% level in general. I don't know. Let me just show you the levels that I'm doing the limit orders at right now. Let me go to my chart. That's actually probably better. So I think I'm doing, let me draw it out again. These orange lines are my limit orders and the yellow lines are my positions. Let me do something like this. This lines it up better. Okay, so, and I don't think I have a limit order. I think I just have the marker down here. I don't have a limit order down there. I think I have one down here though, just in case it does come all the way down just real quick, or if it wicks down, I'll get filled, but if not, then it's all good. What am I looking at though? Oh yeah, the Fibonacci retracement. So we have a retracement from the bottom to the top right here. We had that trend line going up. Ever since then, I've been watching these limit order or these Fibonacci retracement levels. My chart's a mess right now. I'm just kind of showing you. This is my personal one, so this is exactly like what I'm looking at. I have my limit order set at 3828, 3587, and 3231. I don't know what's gonna get filled. I just want to walk away from it, and if it keeps going down, then some of these will get filled. If not, then it's all good and we can start heading back up and all these ones will be good again. So yeah, and like I was saying, I'm kind of curious though if we're gonna break this bigger trend line. Let me go back to the cleaner chart. This is why I like to have the separate charts. So I'm kind of curious if we're gonna break this one going to the downside. If we do, then if we do, then we're gonna have to look at lower levels possibly. Let me check it out. Then we might be looking at these lower levels. I mean, we might even be looking at this support down here. This is the next support, kind of like on Bitcoin. The horizontal line would be somewhere right here at around maybe 2758. If we break this trend line, I don't know if we're going to do it, or it looks like we're coming up to test it. Right now we still haven't. We're still in this uptrend, so we're going to have to wait and see. But I do have my limit order set on these ones just in case. And I did buy a little bit right here already, so because we are kind of like at this bottom. If we delete, let's just delete everything. One of the main things I'm kind of watching is, or the main things I'm watching were this downtrend right here, this downtrend, and this support. We have support. It's just like kind of an area that I've been watching, something like that, and now we're breaking it. So if we drag from the top to the bottom right here, then we're kind of looking at something like this. I don't know if I went through this, but this is around 3,400, 3,420, and it's a little bit higher than the previous bottom, which is actually, if we stopped here and got a bounce up, that'd probably be a good thing. There's a little bit of support right here, I guess you can argue. But so yeah, I would say maybe 3,420 or maybe 2,7. I mean, these are the next levels that I'd be kind of watching. This one first, and then if it keeps heading down, this is the next one that I'd be watching. But I'm just trying to dollar cost average down, trying to accumulate in general. That's just my opinion, not financial advice or whatever. Let's take a look at Bitcoin to Ethereum, or Ethereum to Bitcoin. All right, let me go to the, okay, so this is what we're watching right now anyways. We're on the daily time frame, and if this chart is moving up, then that's good for Ethereum. As long as it's bouncing up on this uptrend, that's going to be good for Ethereum. And you could even just tell by like what we just were looking at. Ethereum is going sideways while Bitcoin is kind of cruising down, or it's been kind of moving down within this little time period. So I mean, even this, so this chart's basically telling us the same thing. It's been better to hold Ethereum. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's been going down, whatever. My point is, as long as this trend line is good, as long as we're moving up on this trend line, that's good for Ethereum. And the other thing we've been watching on my channel in general is we have resistance, support, big run up, consolidation. Looks like we're breaking this trend line right here. Let's set up some trend lines, and I'll show you the target that I was looking at real quick. We have this trend line and this trend line, and then I was kind of watching a flag pattern. Actually, I was watching a flag pattern. I've been talking about this for a long time, something like this, and I've been watching Ethereum more because of this pattern. It kind of, if you stretch it out, it doesn't look that great, but I guess if you kind of zoom it in, it looks a little bit better. And this is actually a bigger, I don't know. So yeah, if we got a breakout, this is the target that I'm looking at right here. And if we zoom out a little bit, let's hit it up on the weekly time frame. You can see that we had a previous top right here and a previous top right here. So this target lines up with this top right here. Let me do a horizontal line so you can kind of see better. Let's do a horizontal line right there. Let's actually go to the daily time frame so we can, yeah, kind of, the wick was like right here. So let's do something like that. And the target lines up very closely. I guess the target goes a little bit past it, but it's lining up very closely with this. I guess what my game plan would probably be is, I don't know what the game plan. I'm thinking maybe when it gets to this level and it might get a correction and we might start looking at Bitcoin more than Ethereum, as opposed to, since through all this time I've been, or at least through this time, through this area right here, I've been looking at Ethereum. I've been waiting for a breakout right here though. And so I think right now Ethereum might be doing better than Bitcoin is my point. And if we go back to like that 4-hour time frame, that trend line that I was watching, actually it was with the daily time frame. Let's delete this. Like I said at the beginning, we have like a trend line, kind of something like this, I'd say. And until we break this, going to the downside, I'm kind of looking at that target that I was talking about. Or, I mean, I'm just kind of thinking that it's possible to get up there. And in general, Ethereum, if this chart's doing good, Ethereum's doing better than Bitcoin. All right, so let me take care of some of my notes. We talked about Bitcoin, talked about Ethereum to Bitcoin, went over the total crypto market cap. Let's take a look at Dogecoin real quick. Let's just hit up Doge. I'm still watching Doge. Actually, I've been watching it more now just because it's in these like pretty decent levels. And if we go to like the Dogecoin to Bitcoin chart, I'll probably go through the Doge or to the Bitcoin to coins in general chart. We're still in this like falling wedge on the Bitcoin to Dogecoin chart. In general, I think if we can break out of this, I mean, this is like a nice pattern. I like these patterns usually. It might not be perfect. Excuse me. This pattern isn't super perfect, but let's switch over the weekly. Maybe it'll look a little bit better. See, that's interesting. That looks a little bit better. Watch. I just think if we break this trend line going to the upside, we might see a nice little move. It might be like, I don't know, and it looks like we're testing it right now. We have this moving average right here. If we could break above this moving average on the weekly time frame, that's gonna be nice. I in my opinion, I don't know. We might just come up to this level or this level, boom, or boom, and then get pushed back down. But I don't know. We probably need some fundamentals for Dogecoin, but this isn't bad either. I mean, it might be that Dogecoin is at a really low point, and maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, if we break this trend line going to the upside, I'm looking at Dogecoin. Let's take a look at the actual coin real quick and just go through that real quick. I'll show you actually my chart just to see what I'm looking at. So I have some positions up here, as you can see, and I've actually been trying to accumulate and mine a little bit. I'm trying to actually short it if I can in some spots. Like I sold a little bit right here, just a little bit right here, and then I'm buying back at this level right here, sitting at around maybe 0.160. I'm not sure if it's going to stop there though. And the next level I'd be looking at maybe is right here at around 0.135. So basically what I did is I sold some right here, and then I put a limit order right here. If it comes down and gets it, that'll be cool. And if not, then I'll just start accumulating a little cash position with the mining kind of thing. Or what I'll really do is probably just leave that limit order there and just let it sit there, you know what I mean? And then if it ever goes down and hits it, then it'll be good. If not, then it's all good, then it's in a cash position. But I've just been mining a little bit on the side and just kind of trying to play with it. It's kind of interesting seeing it from a miner's perspective. It's kind of interesting seeing it from a miner's perspective, as in trying to call tops to try to sell it, to try to buy back at the bottom kind of thing. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame and we can see real quick. We had a little triangle pattern. We had support, resistance, support. We were going in this triangle pattern. We broke that going to the downside. And then, so now, like I was saying, what I was looking at is this previous support right there. I was just playing it kind of conservative from there to right there. So it's possible we dip down further. This kind of looks like a flag pattern, like I was talking about on the total crypto market cap. It looks kind of similar. Maybe something like that, check from the top to the bottom. If we keep continuing going down, I don't know, that wick came down to around 0.13. I'm looking at that level, but this flag pattern might take us down a little bit further. Like I said, I have a limit order right here, so I'm kind of curious if it's going to stop there and we're just kind of going to bounce like this. Not sure. We did have a little triangle pattern though, and we broke it going to the downside. So in general though, until we break this downtrend going to the upside, then I'm kind of looking at previous support levels where I'm zooming out. This is the Coinbase chart. Let's go back to like the other chart. I don't even know which one I use. This one is Bittrex, I guess. This is the one that I've been using the whole time though. So yeah, I mean, I even have one at 5 cents. I think I even put a limit order at 5 cents too. Just in case we dipped down real fast and got it. I don't know if we're going to, but we have a support level right here. I just did it just in case. We're trending down. Anything's possible. And I'm planning on not looking at the charts like this. I don't know if I'm going to be looking at the charts. I just kind of want to walk away, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Not walk away, but I just kind of don't want to. I kind of want to just have things set so I don't have to sit there. I don't have to like be there when and if we hit these lower levels. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. So yeah, we're watching this downtrend. If we break it, then that's good. I think that other chart said we dip down to like 16.16. This one says 0.12. So like I said, we have this maybe flag pattern. We broke it going to the downside. We're not getting a lot of volume though. That's the other argument that you can say. We're not getting a lot of volume, a lot of red volume going to the downside. So these are the levels I'm looking at on Dogecoin though. Let's take a look at, you guys want to hit up Shiba real quick? Let's just look at that real quick. And like I said, I want to do these streams so I can just get like this stream of consciousness going and just kind of get it out there so I don't have to like worry about editing, because usually editing's kind of, I try to perfect it a little bit. So basically on Shiba, this is a daily time frame. We got resistance. Let's drag this trend line. Let's adjust it, should I say. We got something similar to the Dogecoin to Bitcoin chart. It looks like a falling wedge, but it's not perfect necessarily. In general, we're falling down, getting tighter. And I think once we get into this area, or in general, once we're going to have to choose whether we break up or down. I have a little tiny amount of Shiba Inu. I'm not really big on it. I just kind of find it interesting. I find this chart really interesting. It had a huge run. And now it looks like it's getting a huge, correction. I think though, same with Doge on Bitcoin, if we could break this top trend line going to the upside, I think that'll be a good signal. And maybe we could look at levels like this again. I don't know. I just have a small little amount of it. I was just playing around with it. I don't really care about it too much, but it's cool. chart to look at because it got such a big run. These crypto charts are interesting, lessons learned and stuff like that. All right, so we took care of the dog coins, which are still cool. Shiba was cool. I made like a couple decent trades, and now the profits are actually still in there though, which is fine. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave some in there, or leave some profits in there, should I say? Let's go to ADA. Let's take a look at ADA, DOT, MATIC, and Solana real quick. We'll go through those coins, and then I'll look at the chat, and we'll kind of go through, and if there's anyone, okay, cool, people watching, and then we'll kind of go through and get requests if you guys have any. So if you guys have any requests, think of those right now, and we'll go jump through these. What do you call them? Like smart contract, or I don't know. ADA, DOT, MATIC, Solana, Ethereum competitors, I guess. Let's go to Cardano. Okay, so Cardano is trending down pretty good, and it looks like we're actually. Let me show you my chart right away, just so you can kind of see what I'm. The cool thing, I do have some positions. I have a lot of positions. I even have some at the top, the tippy top. I actually bought the tippy top, but so but the cool thing is, a lot of Cardano, I did a really, when we started coming down here, that's when I started doing. I mean, that's when I actually called the top over here. Let's just say that, or I shorted it at this position. I took profits, and it was just a good run. Now most of this is paid for by this run. So yeah, these positions aren't doing good right now, but it's okay, because if you could make good trades, then it pays for your mess ups, I guess you can say. In general, we're looking at this downtrend right now, and it looks like we're kind of just doing like a staircase going to the downside. Let me delete some of these levels that I had been watching. Each one of these like trend lines, when it breaks it to the downside, it's just a signal that we're heading down further. Like we had this support right here. It looks like we're coming down, and I've been looking at this .110 level for a while. I think I've talked about it on my Cardano video. Let's go ahead and delete everything. As you can see, we have this trend line until we break it going to the upside. Then I'm looking at these targets, basically previous support levels. You guys know what I'm trying to say. If we go back to that ADA chart, you can see that we kind of popped up and then we got rejected. Let's take a look at this one again, because this is a little older technical analysis. See, we had a breakout right here, but it got rejected and started pushing back down again. The 180 moving average looks like it might be giving us trouble. We didn't go all the way up there, but we're definitely below that. Let me take a look at the weekly time frame. See, and we're also below the weekly moving average too, which is basically what we want to do, is break above this weekly 9 moving average. Once we do that, then that's going to be a way better position. We're going to be in a way better position, and it's going to be a bullish signal. So like right here, we broke above, we started testing it, and then we broke above it, then we got that big run, and then now we're trending down. So I mean, we came down, we hit this 9 moving average. Sometimes we'll get support on it and bounce on it, sometimes we'll break through it, and I think once we break through it, that's the signal that we might be starting to trend down. Check it out, we got the 9 moving average right here. Every time we came up to it, we're starting to get resistance, and it's pushing us down. What we want it to do is be above it and give us support. You guys, I mean, hopefully, I'm kind of curious if you guys watch. I don't know, sometimes I forget. Sometimes I don't know who watches the videos and who, because I talk about a lot of the same stuff. So yeah, let's readjust this trend line. Let's readjust this trend line. As far as I talk about a lot of the same stuff as far as strategy. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we have this trend line right now. We're watching this trend line until we break this going to the upside. Then I'm looking at this support, and let's do a trend line right here. Like I was saying, I think this is like at around 110 in my opinion. That says 107, but maybe do it a little. I think 110 is probably a good area. You can maybe do it a little lower. We did wick down right here to even like 91 cents. It's possible. I mean, anything's possible, especially Cardano has gotten some like crazy wicks before on certain charts. So depending on where you trade, some of these charts might like flash crash down and then pop all the way back up. That's why these limit orders are pretty cool. And I mean, this one's not even that much farther down, so we're getting really close to it. I've been looking at this level. I've been eyeing it for a while just because we have a lot of support right here. It's possible we break down and start going lower. I don't even want to. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't even really want to. I guess we could look at this level right here, 80 some cents, 80 cents. Right here, 27 cents. We'll cross that bridge if we get there. But right now, I'm kind of. We bounced on this one so many times. Like, just look at this. Look at how many times we bounced on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. A bunch of times right there. A few times right here. So that's the level that I'm looking at until we break up. I'm looking at right here. And once we break up, then we can start looking at previous resistances. Maybe right here, just to target them. To get some first targets. We have this 180 moving average that might give us some trouble if we break out. This is sitting at around 1.72. The 180 moving average is sitting at around 188. 188. And then the top right up here is sitting around 2.92. In general, like I've been talking about too, if we break this, once we break this uptrend, in general, I'll be kind of targeting this little area of resistance up here at around 2.27. Maybe get a good trade like that. Maybe get a correction. I don't know. And then maybe I don't know. We have to start crossing the first bridge. First one is this one. Then, like I said, on the weekly time frame, I want to see us break above this weekly 9 moving average. It might kind of, we might have to bounce around and do something like that. I don't know. That's just my opinion. We have the 180 moving average on the weekly down here too. That looks kind of scary. Where's this at? 46 cents. That's interesting. I don't know. I still have Cardano like I showed you, and I'm staking a lot of it actually. I staked it on Sunday Swap on the staking pool that's going to get Sunday Swap tokens or whatever. So pretty interesting. I kind of just set it and forget it with a lot. I think it's cool that you can have a position on some of these coins and then also accumulate more of the coins with staking. So like a lot of these ones like Polkadot, Solana, MATIC. I'm not staking MATIC. I don't have like a big position on MATIC, but because I didn't find a good place to stake it. I guess I could try to look into it with my wallet. But so let's get into Polkadot real quick. This one looks pretty hardcore too, guys. I thought it was going to go higher. I have some positions. You guys let's check out my positions real quick. I've been showing you guys, and I have some at the top. I have some right here. I didn't buy any right here. I don't have any money to buy any more, so I've been kind of just chilling. These are the levels that I'm watching though. Like I said, I have a lot of it staked, and I was accumulating it and staking it, or trying to trade it and then stake it. But so yeah, I think a lot of this is staked too. I think that's a lot of the reason why it's just trying to chill in. And like I've talked about in my last Polkadot video, I think this is where I kind of started. This is where I started accumulating, even though I don't have it on my chart. I think I staked that. That's why too. Anyways, I just remember starting to buy around like 25, 26 or something like that. Basically in this area over here. I think in this area. Anyways, we're looking at this downtrend. These are my levels that I'm watching. If I was putting limit orders, let's say, I would be looking at pretty much the levels that we're at right now, sitting at around 26.55, and this is this previous support level. It looks like we're still not breaking down, but I wouldn't mind accumulating somewhere here if I had money. And then the next level down I'd be looking at is possibly 1509, which is this support right here. This is the Coinbase chart, so this chart kind of is probably not as much information as if we switch to the one that I usually watch for my videos. Switch to that one. That was the main chart that like I put my orders on and stuff like that. And it looks like we have a downtrend right here. Until we break that going to the upside, then I'll be looking at support levels, something like this. See, this one's a lot cleaner. You can see it a lot better. Let me show you something like this. Okay, so like I said, it looks like we're coming into contact right now. We actually broke below the 180 moving average. You can see this orange line. I'm gonna delete these green ones. 1 second. Hopefully you can hear me good. Sometimes usually I'm like yelling into the microphone. I'm kind of more just, I don't know, maybe if I get a little closer. Okay, so yeah, what was I talking about? We have this downtrend. Until we break the downtrend going to the upside, I'm watching these support levels. And oh, the 180 moving average. We have this 180 moving average, this orange line right here. We actually broke below that. We're on the daily time frame, so it's kind of significant. I mean, yeah, significant, should I say. I consider it significant. Let's go to the weekly, and yeah, we're below the 9 moving average right here. Not good. Next thing I'm looking at down here, maybe around 1247. So 1247, if we go back to the daily, and then this area right here, basically the same thing I was saying. Support. Let's see if we can get bounces on these support levels, basically. I don't know, though. Right now, it looks like we're still trending down. Like I said, we broke that 180 moving average. We might be looking at 12, which kind of stinks because, like I showed you, I had a lot of orders up here. If I would have sold, I would have taken more profits, basically, but it's all good. Staking is, like I said, staking is kind of cool because I'll be accumulating more of the coin. And if you traded good and you're staking profits, then I think that's not too bad. Not all of it is profits on what I'm staking, but some of it is. So I don't know. We'll see how it all works out. These coins in general aren't my biggest holdings. I'm more into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are my bigger holdings, but I like playing around with these. These have some pretty good volatility, and I wouldn't mind accumulating a position on a lot of these. So we're looking at Solana right now. We haven't talked about Solana in a while. We had this big, huge flag pattern. I was kind of curious if that was going to play out, and I guess it's not. I guess it was more of a triangle pattern. If we drag that, I don't know. We had an uptrend. We broke that going to the downside. After that, what we could look at is the resistance. We had resistance. Now we're trending on this line right here. Boom, boom, boom. I wouldn't be surprised if we came up, hit it, kept getting resistance. I mean, I don't know. If we break this trend line going to the upside, then that's going to be a bullish signal. Until then, it does look like we're kind of in a downtrend. We had support right here. Let me delete everything, actually. That's why I like these charts, because you could just delete everything. So we have the downtrend like this. And then we also had an uptrend, maybe something like this. Yeah, we pretty much did. Maybe we drag from the top to the bottom of this, drag this to the breakout. Maybe look at something like this. Kind of lines us up with these previous support levels. I don't know. This target right here is sitting at around 147, kind of like a triangle pattern. I don't know if that's perfect or not, though. Let's see what else we could kind of look at. Let me delete it. There's a bottom right here, and it seems like there's like this bottom right here kind of thing, kind of like on Ethereum. Ethereum was kind of going like straight. It kind of had this support level right here, and then it looks like we're kind of breaking it right now. Maybe we're looking at more of a target like this, from the top to the bottom. You could argue top to the bottom right here, or maybe the top to the bottom over here. I like to be conservative about these targets because it's more likely to hit them. But this is sitting around 142. Let's do a horizontal line right here. I think between these two target, like this support and this target right here, somewhere in this area here, we might be heading to this level down here around maybe 140. This says 131, this target. I mean, if you drag this all the way down here, this bottomed out. I mean, this wicked down to around 116. The body is sitting around 123. We have some support in this area around right here. There's like more support, should I say. We have a little bit of support. Support right here. I'm not sure. In general, I'm kind of looking at this area right here. I don't have, like I said, I don't have money for Solana right now. I'm more looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum. But, I mean, you never know. I might throw down some on this at these levels. I think this one might be one to watch. If we start breaking down there, though, we had such a big run. It's like Dogecoin. It just, I don't know. That's why I like these trading areas, because then it seems like there's more support and less room to fall down if we start breaking these levels. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement real quick. We have a big trend. We started getting resistance. This is the other thing I mainly watch. I'll check out my chart here in a minute on Solana. We have a Fibonacci retracement like that. I guess I didn't look at it to start with. And right now we're on the 38% level, which is actually pretty decent. I mean, I usually like putting in orders right here, right here. The 50% is sitting at around 141. That's around that level that we were watching, kind of. So yeah, let's do this downtrend right here until we break this downtrend going to the upside. Then until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I'm looking at these Fibonacci retracement levels and then these support lines. I mean the support levels or support areas. We got a bounce right there, should I say? And then that target. So we have this kind of support right here, and then we had kind of like a triangle pattern. Whoops, wrong thing. Triangle pattern right here, top to the bottom. Drag this to the breakout, and we're looking at something like that. And then you have this 180 moving average. That kind of gives you an idea too. I'm thinking this area right here somewhere. Maybe we'll get a bounce. I think this might be a good area though. In general, we have support right here. I'd be looking at that level. Okay, let's take a look at MATIC. All right. I was going to do a video on this the other day and my computer messed up, and then I just kind of got into like, it just like snowballed, and I didn't even, I actually took like, that's why I wanted to do the stream, is because it took me like, I was doing, I don't know how many takes I did on it. I did like 20 takes and I still didn't even get a video out because my computer messed up, and I was just like, I just called it a day right away. I was like, I'm not going to even do it. But anyways, what we're looking at is this channel pattern right here. Boom, boom, boom. And I was looking at a breakout the other day, but it didn't break out. We got a wick up. We wicked up and then came back down. And I was talking about, on the video I was going to make, I was talking about how I was curious if we're going to break out of this or keep moving in this channel pattern. And it kind of looks like we're still moving in the channel pattern. So what I'm doing is looking at support, support, support. Let's drag this trend line out like this, and then we have resistance. We have a resistance line right there. Let's drag this out more as well, something like this. And then in my opinion, until we break one of these trend lines going up or down, then we're kind of just chilling in this channel pattern, maybe getting some volatility up and down. In general, it's trending up until we break this trend line. Until we break this trend line going to the downside, this kind of looks like it's trending up in general. It might have some volatility though. So yeah, right now, and like I was gonna say in my last video, is we just approached this top right here, and I had a target up here. So we had a channel, let me just go over it real quick, because this is what I was going to talk about in my last video. We had a triangle pattern right here. We broke that going to the upside, and what I was doing is targeting from the top to the bottom of this triangle, and this is already over, so it doesn't really matter. We hit that target, and what I was going to say in my video is we're at a target area, and I was curious if we're going to go down or if we're going to continue to head up. And we got rejection, and we're heading, looks like we're coming back down to maybe test this level down here, maybe test these previous support levels. I'd say maybe if let's delete everything again and kind of zoom in a little bit more and just kind of do technical analysis on the smaller time frame, I guess. Let's go to the 4 hour. What am I looking at? I was trying to see where it would be retracing to, because it seems like it's going down a little bit now. Curious where a good order would be. Let's see. Something like this. And then something like this. I mean, technically, oh, this is what I'm watching on my chart too, actually. We have support right here, support right here, and support right here. Basically, we're still trending up. We haven't broke this uptrend, actually. We've been wicking down. This chart's been crazy volatile. That's the other thing I was going to talk about, is this chart is crazy volatile. So, I mean, it's possible that we get some big moves up and down. And on the daily time frame, like I was talking about, in my opinion, I think we're in this channel pattern. We haven't broken to the downside though. Now that I'm looking at it, let's take a look at my chart and I'll just show you what I have, or what I'm looking at. I guess I was looking at a limit order down here at around 197 because we started breaking this trend line. But this trend line isn't really on the daily time frame though. It is. I don't know. Yeah, this chart in general has been kind of faking me out, I guess you can say. I lowered my position somewhere where it started breaking the downtrend, but it does look pretty good. It's this one isn't as clear as some of my other charts, or as far as some of the other technical analysis, because it's kind of being volatile and being kind of crazy. In general, though, I do think, like I said, I do think we're still in this uptrend. It has been faking me out going to the downside, but as you can see on the daily, it does look like we're still trending up. But okay, let's take a look at it from a pattern perspective. We have resistance, resistance, we have support. It looks like we're trending in between these two trend lines. Kind of looks like a rising wedge. You know what I mean? I guess. Let me delete this one just so you can kind of see what I'm saying more. It doesn't look like a perfect rising wedge, though. It looks more like a triangle, and it doesn't even really look that good of a triangle, honestly. In my opinion, it really just looks like trend lines. We have a top trend line and a bottom trend line. If we break this trend line going to the downside, I'll probably be looking at like 153 or something, or like this support maybe down here. Like I was saying on my chart, let me show you exactly the level that I was looking at. 197. I think that's because there is support. Let's go to the weekly time frame. That's what it is. Okay, let's switch it over. See, that's the thing about videos, or when I make the videos, I have time to like prep and do the technical analysis a little bit beforehand. Let's go to the weekly though. Okay, so we have resistance right here and resistance right here. This is another reason why I've been really liking MATIC, is we have this resistance right here, and then we have support on the bottom like this, and this pattern looks pretty good in my opinion. Something, I don't know, just depends on where you could even probably argue just more of the recent time frame. And then top to the bottom of this little pattern right here, drag this to the breakout, and I mean, this kind of takes us up to the previous high right here. And in general, I just think it looks like we're breaking out of this little pattern right here. This is the weekly time frame too, so it's pretty very significant in my opinion. We have some green volume coming in right here. In general, MATIC looks pretty good. And then let's delete everything again, and we have the 9 moving average. If we look at it from the moving average perspective, we are on top of it right now, and we've been bouncing on it. We got some support bounces right there. What I'd be kind of looking for like a reversal is this 9 moving average to come in like this, and if we start testing it and start breaking it, then that'll be a signal that we might be starting to change direction, and we might start looking at support. But in general, this does look pretty good, and we are bouncing to the upside. It does look pretty bullish in my opinion. And then we could also do this bigger uptrend like this. We have one going like that, we have another one going like this. So MATIC in general looks pretty good. Just broke this trend line right here. This is the weekly time frame, so pretty good stuff. All right, so I think that one other thing that was looking good is MATIC to Bitcoin as well. Let's delete all this stuff, and we had resistance. I don't know. There's a couple different ways you could probably look at this. We have resistance. In general, we have probably more of something like this now that I think about it, and then we have a bottom like that, and if we target from the top to the bottom like this, we already broke that, and it looks like we're still heading up. The main thing that I'd probably be watching is this uptrend right here. Let's go to the daily time frame. In general, it's looking very good. Compared to Bitcoin, I like watching these charts too, because like once we start hitting these levels, then I'm thinking, if we break through, let's say if we break through these levels, then we can continue with MATIC. But I think if we start getting a correction, I'd be looking at Bitcoin more. Maybe some of the maybe some of the MATIC money might start flowing into Bitcoin is what I'm kind of speculating, I guess you can say. I think we might want to be looking at these levels up here for some resistance. Bitcoin might start taking over, or some of the MATIC money might start flowing into Bitcoin at this point. Just speculation, but if it passes that, then that'll be better too. I mean, that'll be better for MATIC, should I say. But going back to the MATIC chart, it does look like we're trending up, and it's been volatile as the day is long, as my old boss used to say. So yeah, I mean, it's been pretty volatile. So limit orders aren't a bad idea. And then, I don't know. It's just my opinion. Let's see. I think we talked about everything. Let's jump over the total crypto market cap and do that real quick. And then we can see if there's any, whatchamacallits, requests. Do you guys have any requests? Let me just check out the total. Actually, we already know what's going on in the total crypto market. It's trending down, but I just want to put it on the screen. Where is it? Right here. Okay, yeah, so the total crypto market's still trending down, but it looks like we are testing this downtrend. Maybe we'll pop back up and the crypto market can get a nice little bounce. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let me take a look at the do you recommend investing in crypto index fund like the one with the 10 or top 20 coins? I don't. Is that like what you call it, Grayscale or whatever? I think Grayscale has like an investment fund, an investment index fund. Honestly, I don't know about index funds anymore. Like, I was playing around with ARK, and I don't know. What I would rather do with crypto is just get the crypto, and then you can own it and you can do stuff with it yourself. Because with an index fund, you don't really own the crypto. You're just kind of trading on it, kind of, or you're letting someone else trade on it. And then also, like, they take a fee usually. Like, the ETFs usually take a fee. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not 100% on all this, but I know ARK used to have a fee. And then even though a lot of their stocks were going up, like, the thing wasn't performing as good. So I don't know. I would have been some of the, like, for ARK, for the instance with ARK, I think it would have been almost better to just trade the stocks that they were, or just follow the stocks that they were trading, more than get the ETF. So I would say maybe the same with the crypto ETFs is you can do the ETFs with cryptos. Like, I think Grayscale, like I was talking about, but I'd rather just buy Bitcoin, honestly, or Ethereum. But that's just me. What's next? Is the bull market over? I don't know. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame or the monthly. That might give us. So, in general, we haven't broken this monthly 9 moving average. So it's possible that we get a bounce on this and continue to head up. I think if we do break below the weekly, let's delete this. Or this is the monthly. I think if we break below this weekly 9 moving average, that could be a signal that we are. And we already have tested it. We broke below it. We're testing it right now. It just depends if we could hold onto this. If we could hold and continue to bounce, maybe hold support right here, keep trading in this area and then bounce and break these tops. But we are, the moving average is starting to curl and we are testing it. Like you can see, if we go back into when the last bull run ended, I guess, or like the big one, we had this weekly 9 moving average right here. We came and started testing it. We had a big run, started testing it, broke below it. That was basically our bear market right there, the last big bear market. Broke above it, had a nice little run, and then I think this was COVID. I think this right here was COVID. We got somewhere. No, this one right here. I think this week right here. March, yeah. This is the monthly actually. This one was COVID. and then after that we got a big huge run. See right here though, we didn't get that. We weren't holding support on it. We broke below it again. I don't know. Sometimes the moving averages aren't perfect either. It's just a signal, but I'd rather be above it than below it in general. And right now we are above it on the monthly, so that's a good signal. The weekly, we are below it. So weekly, not looking good. Daily, looks like it could be testing it. Watch if we... It almost looks like a... Kind of looks like a falling wedge a little bit. That we're breaking to the downside. In general though, let's go back to the weekly. Like I was gonna say with the bull market, in general, I think there was two different uptrends that we were watching. We had this uptrend like this, and I think this one might be getting broken. However, we still have this uptrend like this, where we have a low, a high, a low, and a high. Until we get lower than this low right here, until we come down here to this and we break this lower low, then I don't know. I think it's not, we're not in a downtrend, or we're not getting lower lows, should I say. We haven't got a lower low, and that's one of the big things that you can watch is higher lows and higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, and also triangle patterns that are lows and highs, lower highs but higher lows kind of thing. When you get lower lows, and let's see, it goes low, high. I'm trying to figure out how a triangle works, and then you get a higher low and a lower high, and then it does this until you get a triangle pattern. That's what that is. So it's lower highs, higher lows on a triangle. I was just trying to figure that out in my head. But in general, low, low. We still haven't broken that one either. I would say we have this level right here. If we go lower than this, then we're definitely breaking that one. And I don't know. Who knows? All I can tell you is all I can say is watch the trend lines, and once we break trend lines, once we catch support levels, then that's all I can do is look at these support levels and hope for a bounce, and watch the trend line, hope for a breakout. Once we do break out, then that's the signal. Watch the moving averages, because those are signals in my opinion as well. Once we start breaking these moving averages, these are basically like extra trend lines basically. So if we break that, then that's a bearish signal. If we break above it, bullish signal. Volume, keep an eye on the volume. Yeah, is there anything else, you guys? Is anyone still here? Oh cool, people here a little bit. Inflation has scared a lot of people, but when the market bleeds, smart money goes in. Yeah, in general, I just like crypto. I definitely am more into Bitcoin too. I was watching this Michael Saylor. Anytime I watch those Michael Saylor videos, I get all pumped up and I'm all, yeah, Bitcoin. Especially when we're getting these red candles. You know what I mean? Dang, that looks pretty hardcore. I'm curious if we're going to come down to like 30K on Bitcoin, even though I don't really want it. I guess it'd be good to accumulate right there. So in general, I'm long term anyway, so I don't even care. I'm kind of more curious what's going to happen in when's the next halving? 2024? I'm more curious what the chart's going to be looking like in 2024. Whoops, that's not the right one. Do a vertical line. 2024, or maybe even the year after that, 2025. Something like this. I'm kind of curious what it's going to look like in these areas over here. Very curious. In general though, let's kind of just play around with this chart a little bit. in general, we do have an uptrend like this as well. Let's see how far this thing can take us. Or let's see how far we can ride on this uptrend. I don't want to break this one. Hopefully we can keep getting bounces on it like that. Let's see what else is next. Should I just sell everything now or take my stake and just leave profit? I don't know. That's like fun. That seems like financial advice. I don't whatchamacallit. So I've talked about this before. Is when I put money into crypto, I have like a pie, and I do 50% buy and hold, and then I do some. I was doing like staking, and then I was doing some trading. And so with this money right here, this is the money that I'm allowed to be bearish with, and I can sell. And then with this money right here, I am just holding it, and I put it in my hardware wallet, and I'm not touching it. And then with this money right here, it's kind of like a not combination. It's more of like a holding position. But I try to put profits in here, but this isn't all profits. Some of this is getting wrecked right now too. So, but the buy and hold is my main strategy, and then I just kind of try to trade and kind of just learn more with the trading. But it is still a little chunk of my portfolio or savings, whatever you want to call it. How do I get a Lambo in this cycle? I don't know. One thing you can do if you really like, I don't know if you like gambling or whatever. I think if you're good at technical analysis though, you can do what's it called, leverage trading, and that's a way that you would that's the way you can make money. But I don't even do that because I don't feel like I'm even good enough to do that. I just don't have the confidence. And then plus, if you look at some of the volatility that goes on, like we got a big, huge. So what you could do though is you could short crypto right now too. I mean, I think shorting in general is kind of risky, but yeah, I agree. With the buy low and sell high. I also think just buying and holding and just buying the right coin or buying the right stuff is a big part of it, as opposed to so with leverage trading, you don't have to borrow money. You can do it on Bybit, where you can kind of like gamble your Bitcoin or crypto. You can put your crypto up. Like let's say you think let's go with ADA, because that's actually probably the only thing with shorting is that you drive the price down more. Like when I guess you do borrow money, but you pay for it too. So like let's say I put in like $20 of, I buy $20 worth of ADA right now. I send it to Bybit, and then I short it right here, and then I think the price is going to go down right here, and I do like 10x leverage or 20x. What will happen is I could short it right here, and then you'll get a leverage position. I mean, a liquidation position on top of that. So depending on your leverage, like let's say I do 10x, it will do something like that. If I do 100x, it'll be something really closer. And if the price goes back up, you get your position liquidated, and it'd be like a $20 position liquidated. However, if you do like a $20 position and you do 10x leverage, that's like $200 worth of Cardano or whatever coin you're shorting. And then when it comes down here, you'll be in the green, and you can close the position. And then what that does is it buys it back. And yeah, and that's how a lot of the crypto market is moving to, is the leverage trading. As the price goes down, the leverage positions get. So let's say I longed it. If I did like $20 worth of Cardano right here, and I thought it was going to go up, it'll be like $200 worth. And if it starts going up, then instead of getting $20 worth of profit, I'll get $200. It'll be like I put in $200. And then if it goes down, let's say it hits this level. Let's say I want it to go up and it goes down, it'll get liquidated at a certain point depending on your leverage. and it's just that position. So it's not gonna like, you're not gonna owe a ton of money. That's why I was looking for that style in stocks, but I never found it. Like I wanted to do that where you can just, where you get automatically liquidated, but in stocks you have to liquidate yourself, I think, or something. It's not like an automatic thing like on Bybit. But yeah, I played around with that, and every time like I'll get good trades, and then after at a certain point, like you could only, for me, I could only do it so many times before I lose. So I think on the last time Ethereum was running pretty hard, I was doing leverage, and it got wrecked. So after that, I did it on Dogecoin the other, like not too long ago, and I got wrecked on there too. So I don't even, I do it if I'm like, I don't know, if I just if I want to waste money, I guess. If I want to gamble, should I say? I'd rather invest. I'd rather just hold it at this point, though. But yeah, what else do you guys have anything else to talk about, or interested in? Any other coins? Let's see what's up with Tesla. Looks like this is actually trading kind of sideways. Looks like there's some support down here, right here. Kind of curious if it's gonna do something like that, but who knows. What else? Let's check out AMC and the meme stocks. I haven't looked at these in a while. Ooh. Luna. All right. XRP. Let's do it. All right, let's check out Luna real quick, and then we'll hit up XRP. Tethers. Ooh, this looks nice. Okay, so it kind of looks like there's a double top right here. Looks like we got resistance, kind of like a double top right here. In general, what we would do on a double top is find the bottom right here, do a trend line, maybe something like this, and then we could do from the top to the bottom of that double top or channel, I don't know, yeah, double top. Or if we go in the 4 hour, well, that looks like, that doesn't look good. I mean, not as clean, but if we go to the daily time frame, it looks a little bit better. Drag that to the top drag this pattern target to the breakout somewhere right here. I'd be looking at maybe 57, 52. And then the other thing we can maybe do, we have uptrend. We're getting resistance going to the downside right now. And what I would do is maybe a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom of this trend to the top of the trend. And then maybe look at these levels right here as well. Right now we're sitting at the 38% level. Right now we're sitting at the 38% level. The 50% level is sitting at around 58.32, and that lines up with that target pretty much. So the next level I'd be probably looking at is 58.32. If it doesn't stop there, the next level I'd be looking at is maybe 53.58. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's delete everything and look at this kind of 4 hour mess. We had, I don't know, I like the daily time frame. It just looks a lot cleaner. We had something like this and then something like that. We can maybe look at, I think what I would be looking at on this is maybe just the support levels. This support, like I said, we're sitting right at that level right now. This might be a good level. I'm not sure if we're going to get a bounce out of here. The next level I'd look down, maybe this one right here at around 53.94. And then the other thing you can maybe do is delete everything and the basics. Resistance right here until we break this downtrend going to the upside. We have that downtrend, and then we also have this top over here, it seems like. Something like that. Once we break this downtrend, I think this will be the next area that we'll be looking at for resistance. And it's possible that this one will come up and give you trouble as well. Okay, let's... Oh, Ethereum 2.0 is getting delayed. Okay, XRP. So we actually talked about MATIC. You can go back and look at the replay after I'm done. Well, we're looking at XRP. Let's do XRP real quick. Go to the daily time frame. See, I've been watching, I think I talked about this on my Discord because some people on Discord like XRP. Weighted downtrend. What I was doing is basically looking at this level right here for support. We have, should we delete everything? I guess, I mean, this is basically what I'm looking at in a nutshell. If we delete everything, I could just run through it real quick. We have support. Let's do an uptrend like this. Actually, I won't even call out the spots. We'll just do the trend lines. And then we have a downtrend, maybe something like this. Let's go to the weekly. We might get a better idea. Maybe something like this. And then something like this. The daily, actually. One second. So we have support. The main thing I was watching is this support right here and this support right here. This trend line going up like that. It looks like we got a bounce right there. It looks like we're holding support at that level right there. However, like I said, we also have this downtrend right here. Until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I don't have any XRP. I say we just as figuratively. Until it breaks this downtrend going to the upside, then I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here or here. Break up to the upside or the downside. If it continues to head down, the next level I'd be looking at is sitting at around maybe 52 cents. So, I mean, a limit order right here might not be a bad idea just in case it wicks down real quick. And then the next level after that, maybe 41 cents down in this area. So I'm just saying, looks like we're in a downtrend right now. If we break that, then that'll be a signal. The other thing I was going to say, it looks like we broke below the 180 moving and the 9 moving average right now. What I'd want to see it do is break above this 180 moving average as well. This might give us resistance. This is sitting around 95 cents. So let's see, XRP. I think that pretty much sums it up, right? I mean, looking at previous support right here at around 50 cents. If it continues to head down, if it breaks up, I mean, this might be a good spot though. This might be a bottom spot. Basically, it might be a good spot to, I don't know though. But if you look at the total crypto market, if we go to the total crypto, where's that? If you look at the total crypto market in general, it looks like it's kind of trending to the downside, and there looks like there's some room to go, but it does look like it's holding a little bit of support in this area. I don't know. In general, I think we're trending down in the total crypto market is basically what I'm trying to say. So bearish targets aren't a bad idea. Limit orders to like dollar cost average down might not be a bad idea. Maybe if you're in profit, taking profits in some of these things and trying to get, I mean, it's hard to say because when I say take profits, some people might take that as sell all your whole position and try to sell it, buy it back again. The way I do it is buy smaller positions and then I close certain positions. So like if we go back to some of these other coins, like I don't have any, I've already taken profits on everything that I could take profits on. So like now I'm just looking to get lower levels. But like let's say we come up with, started running up all hardcore, and then it started trending down, I could take profits on these ones. I would probably leave something like that. I don't know. Just my opinion. Where are we at as far as time goes? An hour and 14. Not too bad. All right, do you guys have any questions? Some of the ones that I've been, so Solana I already talked about, and then MATIC I talked about. What alt bounces the hardest? Well, I feel like the one that's probably the most volatile right now is probably Shiba. I'm not saying that that's like a good investment. I'm saying like Shiba has some crazy volatility. So, but it's hard to say. I mean, it just depends on what you like, what coins you're into, or what the whatchamacallits. I also been looking at Cake too, because I've been trying to trade Cake because this has some pretty good volatility too, except it's just been trending down. But I'm looking at these levels down here. I just have I have some limit order. I've been doing small orders on cake. I'm just really playing around with it. But in general, what I'm looking at are these bottom levels down here. Right here, we have support down here and then support down here. So I've been putting kind of around $10. I think I have a nice order at $10. And then I also have a limit order set at 7.64. We wicked down all the way down here to 7.64. I put a limit order right there and a limit order at $10. And then I think a couple more over here. But I think these ones are actually decent positions. These ones, just in case if it goes down that far. If it goes down that far, then I'll accumulate more cake. I don't know. I'm just playing around with it. I think it has good staking, and it looks like we're coming down to some good levels. But I don't really like how it's, inflationary, or like there's not like a fixed supply on it. So I don't love cake, but I don't know. I've been staking it too though, and that has like the highest yield out of anything. So, but if it goes like to zero, then if it goes to zero, then it's like having a bunch of coins isn't really, I don't know. What am I trying to say? I guess I'm trying to say that I don't really know a lot about Pancake Swap. I'm just kind of playing around with it and playing around with staking and stuff. So, but I think that's about it. Some of the coins. VS Tech. What are those? Are those stocks? VS and Tech? Or am I... Yeah, I'm not sure about those ones. Alright, so I'm probably... If there's not any other questions, I think we could pretty much wrap it up. I don't know, I kind of want to do this more a little bit, but I don't know. Sometimes the streams kind of, I don't know, they mess with the click-through rate and stuff like that. I don't know, we'll see. I do like going through the streams and kind of just rambling off my technical analysis, as opposed to have you heard of VVS Finance and Numbers Protocol? Numbers Protocol? What is that a chart? Okay, Numbers Protocol. Whew. That one looks like it's trending to the downside. That has a big downtrend. Let's go to the 4-hour. This is on KuCoin. If it breaks this uptrend, if it breaks this downtrend, excuse me. All right, so if it breaks this downtrend, I think that's gonna, I think that'll be a bullish sign. But until then, it doesn't looks like it's trending down, and I'd probably be looking at maybe. So we had this support broke both of those. The next one we're looking at is this level right here at around 60 cents. Is there a better chart? Let's see, NUM. Let me see if we can find it somewhere else. It's not on Binance or maybe Bittrex. I'm trying to see if I could find a chart that has a better. No, that's not the same one. Look at numbers. Do it on TikTok. Better algorithms. Oh, you know what? I would like to stream on TikTok. I actually would really love to stream on TikTok because I have more of an audience on there. But like, I don't know how. Still, you can't get a stream key like you can with YouTube. CRV. Let's take a look at that real quick. I've been wanting to stream on YouTube or TikTok for a long time. I have this set. I mean, I could do it easily. I just need a stream key to like be able to stream to there. I don't want to stream from my phone is the problem. let me look at this real quick. I'm kind of curious if I can find the stream key, because I wouldn't mind streaming to TikTok. Excuse me, I didn't say it. CRV. Let's see. CRV tethers. Okay, I think I probably looked at this before because of. I'm guessing you requested this before, because I don't think I've ever. Well, let's see. We have an uptrend like this. We have support. Still on an uptrend. We haven't broken that one, or it hasn't broken that one. I think one of the, like, I mean, like whenever I did the technical analysis on this before, I was looking at this level right here as a resistance, and it came up and pretty much hit it, and then started trending down. Let's see, we could do a trend line going to the downside, maybe something like this. If it breaks that, then that's the bullish signal. Until then, it looks like it's trending down. The other thing, this is where I like to do that Fibonacci retracement. Oh, maybe this is where those lines came from too. If we do a Fibonacci retracement from the top of this big old huge wick to the bottom, that's where those levels come into play. So we actually came up to that red one right there. That's interesting. See, what I like to do with the Fibonacci retracement sometimes is like a dead cat bounce. I don't know if this is dead cat necessarily, but it gets huge big run down, and then it gets bounces. Sometimes it'll bounce up to the 50% level, and we could have like a nice little bounce and then come back down. It looks like it bounced up to the red level and then started trending down. What I would kind of maybe possibly shoot for, or I don't know, I mean, if you're bullish on this, maybe it could come back up here at around 1186, but I don't know. That's just kind of one of those things that I look at, that I use the Fibonacci retracement for. So the alts, if we talk about alts versus Bitcoin, or we talk about altcoins in general, let's go. So the main one I think is probably Ethereum. And if we go to like the Bitcoin dominance, let's hit up the dominance chart real quick. I probably need to get off here in a little bit. So here's what we're looking at. Like, so basically, if this chart is heading down, we have altcoin season, and if this chart starts trending up, we have Bitcoin season. So we had a triangle pattern like this. We broke to the downside, and we had a big altcoin season from here to here. Ever since we've been trending down, I've been looking at this previous support down here, and I've been kind of thinking in my mind, once we get down to these levels, I'm going to start taking Bitcoin more serious than the altcoins, because like just trending down like this, then I was more into the altcoins. But right now we're kind of in these areas, so I'm kind of looking at Bitcoin a little bit more. And that's kind of my mentality as far as Bitcoin versus altcoins. And I did a video about this the other day, but if we go to the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, then Ethereum, and I've already talked about this in the stream, but Ethereum in general is doing better than Bitcoin. I mean, it's kind of been trending up. Let's say that. Let's go to the daily time frame, and it's trending up right here until it breaks that going to the downside. Then I don't know. What am I thinking? I lost my train of thought. I'm starting to get tired, I think. Let me take a sip of water. Oh yeah. Until we break this trend line going to the downside, then I'm looking at Ethereum pretty closely. I'm looking at Ethereum pretty seriously. And in general, if we zoom out, like I talked about earlier, we have it's been trending up in general. We have a pattern, something like this, like a pennant pattern that we formed. We finally got that breakout. We're not getting a lot of volume though, I guess. There's not a lot of volume that's pushing it up. So it's possible that we get rejected eventually, somewhere, and break this trend line, and Bitcoin starts pushing up, and that chart that Bitcoin dominance chart starts moving up more. So in general, I'm biased towards Bitcoin overall. The altcoins, I'm looking at Ethereum. The next one down is probably Dogecoin that I'm probably looking at more now, just because we're at these lower levels and Dogecoin is so volatile. So I mean, I don't know, not financial advice, but and then Cake is looking pretty low, but at the same time I'm not 100% sure on that, just because I'd rather stick to Bitcoin or Cardano, which is there's a fixed supply. Well, even Cardano's been running down though, so that's not, but at least this is coming down to a level where it's pretty good. It just depends on what you like right now. I would say find the coins that you like, do the research, and then start looking at these previous support levels that they had before. That might be a clue where you might find a bounce and might get a run. I mean, MATIC, I was looking at Solana, MATIC, what was it? Solana, MATIC, Cardano, and Polkadot. And like MATIC is the one that's kind of like the one in charge right now. For a while there, Polkadot was killing it. For a while there, Cardano was killing it. I feel like they take their turns, and it's kind of hard to tell which one's going to do it. Right now, it looks like Matic's running, but that can turn around and another one can start doing it. ADA's been getting pushed down really hardcore. This might be one to look at. I mean, this one might need a correction going to the upside, but just because it's going down so low, my opinion, I don't know. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, no doubt. Check out the replay. I did this so it'll be like one big video. You can check out the replays, and then you can get all my. I mean, then you can see what I'm thinking about all these coins instead of just me doing like 1 or 2 videos a day. If you guys like the video, hit the thumbs up. But I think I covered everything. So let me know in the comments if you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys want more, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one pretty much. But I think I'm going to take off for now. And probably do some TikToks over the weekend. I'll try to, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I might be AFK. So just letting you guys know. All right. See you in the next one though. Hit the thumbs up. See you guys later. Peace.